Spiritual awakening changes nothing. Spiritual awakening cannot change existence. However, spiritual awakening will result in the signal at which you receive your manifest reality as completely different to the one that you had been experiencing at a different radio wave, a different frequency. A spiritual awakening, folks, isn't going to suddenly give you the answers to everything, the peace you've been craving, a new lease on life and manifesting all of your heart's desires. No. A spiritual awakening is a wake-up call. A spiritual awakening gets you out of your comfort zone. A spiritual awakening doesn't ask you to rewrite your life. It doesn't ask you to run away from what you have believed to be a false matrix. It doesn't ask you to move away from that which doesn't resonate. It does not ask you to alienate yourself from others. It definitely doesn't ask you to file a divorce with material life. And it definitely doesn't ask you to give up the zeal for life. However, folks, what it does require is authenticity. It requires you growing through the false matrix. It requires you to transcend and to accept all that is, as opposed to fight it, as opposed to pick a side, as opposed to, I don't resonate with this, so I'm going to walk away. No. Instead of walking away, you emit a frequency that changes everything around you. Spiritual awakening is not for the faint-hearted. Spiritual awakening brings a whole experience of the totality of existence. Incrementally for some you have a sudden experience of where you are placed in the entire cosmos. For some of you, you experience other dimensions, other portals. You experience taking a flight like a bird. You experience heavens above, down here on earth. Some of you experience visitations. Some of you experience the most bizarre things, yet not so bizarre. Some of you experience embracing that which you probably would never have. A spiritual awakening, folks, is a portal in itself that changes your frequency, that changes the signal at which you receive your experience. Existence will remain, but how you experience existence changes as a result of spiritual awakening. Your spiritual awakening will give you a vehicle of transformation, a vehicle of experiencing all that is, of experiencing yourself as everything, experiencing yourself as the universe, experiencing yourself as everything that you witness, experiencing essentially what you are at the very core, experiencing love, experiencing the transcendental state of simply love. Does that mean that You'll wake up and feel really loved up and feel like I love myself, I love life, and look, everyone is so amazing. And suddenly your life will flip from being miserable and the suffering to just being really hunky-dory. No. If anything, you'll feel the pain more. You'll feel the sorrow and the grief more. And you'll feel the joy even more. You'll feel love that is amplified. Every emotion becomes amplified. You move away from living out of thought to feeling, to absolute feeling that is coming from that energy that surrounds, that envelops that what we are. You can sense it. Beyond that feeling, you come into your awareness. That awareness is just that sense that you just know. You just know. You don't need a thought to validate it. You don't even need a feeling or an emotion to validate that which you're aware of. And that's where, when you enter into your spiritually awakened state and you are operating from awareness, this is where very little thought, if at all, even feeling, will play a part, because you're going with the awareness as opposed to this doesn't feel right, or this is negative, or this is positive. No. Awareness is just awareness. It's just awareness. There's no duality in awareness. There are no extremes in awareness. Awareness simply is. To become aware of awareness is what your spiritual awakening will have brought to you. And spiritual awakening, folks, is very tough. Very tough. Because as you are shedding your old skin, one, it'll be very difficult to shed everything that you have known. Very difficult to move from what is tangible, what we know as cause and effect, and to fall into something that is the unknown, where you know that your life, moment to moment, keeps shifting. And this is where so many of you will talk about a higher self or destiny, or that these things are coming together, synchronicity. You'll feel it. It's almost as if you're a puppet and you don't know what's going to happen. You are in that free fall zone where you don't feel totally in control of it. And the reason why you don't feel totally in control of it is because the modus operandi is happening in an unconscious place, a state that you're not consciously aware of. Yet it is you who is operating from the unconscious, consciously at that level, but unconsciously at this level, in as far as your awareness is yet to meet the awareness of yourself at the unconscious level. Yeah. So, folks, wherever we are, that discomfort or that difficulty, or when we are in between and we are feeling that free fall and we can't find the ground, we can't find ourselves and we don't know what to expect. Yeah. This is because everything is happening somewhere else. And by this time, when you've already come to this feeling, at this point, most of you will be saying, there is something else that is happening in another world, or in your sleep, or that you're waking up in other worlds, or that you're interacting with other beings. Yeah. So there will be so many explanations that you're giving to yourself, when actually it is you yourself. But it is the you yourself that is pulling all the wires and the strings, but you here. See, there's a gap between that you that you're not aware of, and this you, and that gap starts to narrow as you get through your spiritual awakening. And as you're getting into it, through it, with it, surrounded by it, you live quite differently because your perspective has changed. Your radio wave has changed. Your frequency has changed. Everything has shifted. And when everything shifts, so does your point of view. So does your experience. That is not to say that suddenly everything else has ceased to exist. Everything else is just as it is. But what you're tuning into, what some of you might call what you're manifesting, but actually what you're manifesting is what you're tuning into, that part of existence that you're fetching to your field of consciousness. That, folks, is your spiritual awakening. Now, as you awaken and as you get into this state of all, the others start to fall away. You start to reign over you without being the ruler, but realizing that you are all that is, and you are a part of all that is. Sending you so much love, folks. See how far you've come and look at yourself and watch what a joy to behold you truly are, because you are magnificent. You are exquisite. You were born to be here right now, experiencing all that is, which is you. Lots of love. Take care.